of fire. I went down, 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 and the...
Greetings, travelers. I'm your host, the C-Dot that knows a lot, Dr. Waluigi. Well, it's that time of year again. Time to talk about things related to the month of love. Last year, I discussed the anime girls that deserve nothing but horror and torment done to them. Now it's the boys' turn. Like I said in the Worst Girls episode, I will be talking about terrible guys I've seen in anime. So if there isn't a scumbag on here that you know of, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll check out that anime. Also, the rankings will stay the same, where the first 5 are arranged from irritating to ungodly annoying, to the last 5 being people I would punch in the face, to chopping them up with an axe, burying them, and proceeding to piss on their graves. So let's get started. These are my top 10 worst guys in anime.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 10. Yuma Tsukumo from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Considered the worst protagonist of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Yuma is the 4th main character of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, and let's just say he makes Tristan look like a competent duelist. In this show, Yuma has to have constant help in his duels from an alien only he can see, as he couldn't win any duel out of a paper bag. His partner Astral is not treated better, as he constantly gets treated like dead weight. Plus, Yuma is another character that happens to have not one, but 2 catchphrases that'll make nails on a chalkboard sound pleasant. However, he's only number 10 because he does get better in Season 2 and does treat his friend a lot better. But that doesn't excuse the annoying crap from Season 1.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 9. Silent from Pokemon. Oh, you know that this one is gonna be fun. If you saw my video on the worst girls, I mentioned that the Black and White Pokemon series is where I feel that the sidekicks for Ash were some of the most grating on your ears that I've had to listen to. Iris was an annoying brat that should have had her mouth sewn shut, and Silent is an irritating one-note catchphrasing idiot that also should have his mouth sewn shut. He's a gym leader that also doubles as a restaurant owner, and that leads most of his dialogue to be food puns and mentioning his other job as a Pokemon connoisseur, which are essentially trainers that judge how compatible other trainers are with their Pokemon, instead of the more obvious choice. So imagine every episode, this character randomly shouting a food pun or saying, "It's evaluation time!" And then you'll understand how ungodly annoying this character will get. I'd have put him higher on the list, but there are far worse characters.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 8. Emperor Pilaf from Dragon Ball. Why does this character still exist? Seriously, why does this character continue to exist in this series? So Emperor Pilaf was the first villain that Goku and his friends faced in the original Dragon Ball series. His whole thing was that he wanted to take over the world using the Dragon Balls, and he almost got it, but was defeated by Goku and his friends. He would pop up occasionally throughout the series as a lackey of one of the other villains, but after the original series, he would come back as this annoying little troll that never added anything to the story. I get that maybe fans of the show or even his creator loved the character so much that he would put him in whenever he could, but he honestly just got more and more annoying with every appearance that he made in the Dragon Ball universe, especially in the second Dragon Ball Super movie.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 7. Minoru Kobayakawa from My First Girlfriend as a Gal. This is not only a terrible character, but it's a character from a terrible show. The series follows a guy trying to get laid to this girl who acts similar to a valley girl from the West, and it's filled with characters who aren't funny and one who's a pedophile. Guess which one we're talking about? Yeah, this character's written to be a joke character whose only character trait is to be a pedophile. Now, I understand that most countries find different things funny, but I think we need to get Japan's head out of the gutter and scream into their face, pedophilia is not a joke, nor does having certain characters look like children make them attractive.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 6. Tenchi Masaki from Tenchi in Tokyo. The Tenchi series is one that many fans of harem and comedy anime have enjoyed for many years with how many different versions of the series have come out. Unfortunately, there's one series that all fans can agree is so bad that a swift kick to the balls would be more preferable than watching this shit. That is Tenchi in Tokyo. The series does still follow the same formula as the other series. A group of alien girls crash land on Earth next to the house of a guy named Tenchi, and comedic hijinks ensue. Except this version of Tenchi is a complete and utter asshole. He does go to Tokyo for his studies, and it does feel like the stuff we know and love, until he starts treating the girls like a nuisance to the point that he broke one of my favorite girls' hearts, Ryoko, and ignores every other girl's plea to help find her just so he can get laid. I'm not kidding. While that's not as bad as the last entry, the only reason why he's higher than the last one is because this is a continuing series that has many iterations, and this one feels like such a big character assassination that the people who made this show should feel nothing but shame.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 5. Rikuru Aisaka from Toradora. Now we're getting to the major league assholes of the anime world. The character is the father of the main female protagonist from the series Toradora, and he is the scum of the earth. He and his wife pretty much avoid their daughter to the point that she lives alone, but what makes her father the worst is that he will come and visit her whenever he feels like it, and tricks her and her friends into being this nice guy that spends time with her, and then he just ups and leaves during any special event his daughter has been a part of. What's worse about this character is that he's done this more than once, and everyone, including his own daughter, keeps falling for this asshole's tricks. I hate this man, and I hope he burns in the darkest pits of hell.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 4. Shao Tucker from Fullmetal Alchemist. Oh, we remember you, you worthless sack of human excrement, and we will never forget. If you're a new or old anime fan, chances are you've heard of this character through memes or many others describing his inhumane experiments. Shao Tucker from Fullmetal Alchemist is known as the Chimera Alchemist, who lives with his daughter and their dog. Our main characters go to him to gather more information on the Philosopher's Stone. Little do they know that the good alchemist is trying to get his license renewed and must show the army his newest findings, which leads him to using his alchemy to combine his dog and daughter into a horrifying hybrid that is still cognitive. Now, whenever people put him on these types of lists, chances are they're discussing the version that was released in Brotherhood or the manga. However, the version I'm picking is the one from the 2003 adaptation, because this asshole survives and becomes a chimera himself. Not only that, but with the help of the villains from the series, he gets to clone his daughter multiple times until he has an entire army of his daughter. Sir, I would like to ask you to kindly step into the eternal pit and burn for all eternity.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 3. Akianu from One Piece. The king of wretched marine officers, Akianu is a character that should be sent to Impel Down and put through the ringer for the horrible crimes he's committed. Akianu is one of the high marine officers that sees everything in black and white, where if you're a pirate, you deserve nothing but death, which has allowed him to get away with murder on people whose worst thing they've ever done is maybe steal or act like drunken idiots. But the worst thing that him and the Marines have done is killed one of the best characters in the series, Portgas D. Ace, which led to one of the saddest moments in all of anime. While I haven't watched all of One Piece yet, I still remember this moment and it still hurts.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 2. Albert de Blas from Gosek. If Rikuru Aisaka and Shao Tucker are the bronze and silver examples of terrible parenting, then this asshole is the gold standard. The Gosek series follows a young Japanese boy who goes to an elite British private school and meets a young girl who he helps solve mysteries with. The young girl's father, however, keeps her locked in the school's library, far away from anyone who would try to steal her and her gift of being able to see the future. The thing that makes this man so terrible is that he hasn't just done terrible things to his daughter, but also to her mother, raping his wife and forcing her into an unwanted marriage, imprisoning them both in separate cells, forcing his wife to escape and hide from the bastard until the right time to kill him, and planning on using his daughter's powers to start World War II a few years earlier. The only good thing that happens to this piece of garbage is that he's killed in the final episode, where his plans fail and his daughter is then reunited with the young boy she fell in love with. And while all his crimes might have put him at number 1, nothing will prepare you for the crowning achievement of douchebaggery that is my top choice.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
Number 1. Kaname Asagiri from Magical Girls site. If you remember my worst girls list, the bully from that series was also my number one choice. But she is nothing compared to this thing. Kaname is the older brother of the main character, and he's the other person that makes this poor girl's life a living hell. He's pressured by his father to do well in school, which leads him to getting a god complex, and takes his frustrations out on his sister by coming into her room, tying her up, and then beats her till she vomits. I'm not kidding. As if that weren't bad enough, he soon discovers the magical girl's site and finds one of the more likable girls and tricks her into giving him her magical stick, which isn't helped that it's a pair of mind-controlling underwear, only in Japan, and starts using it to torture and manipulate the other magical girls until one of them dies. If there is a hell out there, I hope that this asshat finds his way down there and is continuously tortured for all eternity. Well, that's another list done. Hopefully next month will bring much better joy and less anger. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Waluigi, and remember, don't judge a book by its cover, cause you'll never know what's inside. Good night, everyone.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.